Our travel destination today, an African safari. Hi there, welcome to Plain English, lesson number 327. I'm Jeff. JR is the producer, and the full lesson can be found at plainenglish.com/327. Coming up today, the next chapter in our series on destinations in the English-speaking world. I wanted to get a new country this time, so we'll travel together to Kruger National Park in South Africa. The expression is blend in, and I picked the song of the week to kick off 2021. At the very south of the vast continent of Africa lies the English-speaking country of South Africa. A British colony until its independence in 1934, South Africa is a country of contrasts, where you can go from the bustling cityscape of Johannesburg or Cape Town to wild bushland in less than an hour. Africa is known for its wildlife and extraordinary natural features, and South Africa has its share of both, including one of the best wildlife sanctuaries on the continent, the Kruger National Park, which is both a game reserve and a safari destination. The park covers a vast area of nearly 2 million hectares. To put it in perspective, it's approximately 2/3 the size of Belgium. That's the park. The primary purpose of a game reserve is to protect and sustain wildlife and its habitat. However, a secondary function of a game reserve is to provide a way for people to explore, discover, and be educated about the animals and their environment. It's the best way for humans to see wildlife in its natural habitat rather than in a zoo. What animals can you see at Kruger National Park? How about the big 5 African mammal species? The African elephant, African lion, black rhinoceros, African leopard, and Cape buffalo. They got their name, the Big 5, because they were the most dangerous and difficult animals to hunt on foot. Today, they are not hunted in South Africa because their numbers have dwindled drastically, some close to extinction, and they're protected. But the name Big 5 stuck, and visitors try to see all 5 during their visits to Kruger. In fact, it's common to see all 5 while driving or walking around the park, but you have to look carefully. Even a large elephant can blend in well with the vegetation. The big cats, such as the leopard and the lion, can be almost invisible in tall grass, even just a short distance from your vehicle. It's not just the big creatures that capture visitors' attention. The park is home to diverse bird species and numerous smaller animals such as antelopes, impala, zebra, and kudu. In total, the park is home to more than 750 animal species and 2,000 plant species. Speaking of plants, the northern part of the park boasts the unique baobab trees. This is a strange-looking tree with enormous tree trunks, and it's native to Africa and Australia. It is often called the upside-down tree because of its appearance in the winter. The tops of the trees, where the leaves grow, look like roots once the leaves have fallen off. The park was first established by Paul Kruger, the president of a South African province, in 1898. At the beginning, the park's objective was solely to protect the animals. It later merged with a nearby game reserve when South Africa created its system of national parks. That's when it opened for tourism. The first 3 tourist cars paid a small fee of £1 each to enter the park in 1927. Within a decade, about 4,000 kilometers of roads had been built, several camps were established, and many more visitors entered the park. Today, the road network is extensive. Close to 1 million people visit each year. In fact, it's easy to drive from one of the major cities of South Africa or fly to one of 3 nearby airports. A great way to experience Kruger is to stay overnight in the park. Visitors can stay in bungalows, cottages, houses, safari tents, or even bear campsites in their own tents, safely away from the Big Five, I can assure you. There are even private lodges with catered meals if you're looking to go upscale. One popular way to enjoy the park is to do a self-drive safari. Any visitor can drive on paved and unpaved roads within the park in their own vehicle. They can explore and search for wild animals and birds on their own without needing a tour guide during daylight hours. Careful though, it's generally not permitted to get out of your car except at designated areas. Travelers seeking a bit more of an adrenaline rush can opt for guided tours in a safari vehicle off-road. These are popular in the early morning and evening when animals are more likely to be out. To get up close and personal, there are daily, early morning, and afternoon guided walks from most camps. Experienced field guides take up to 8 guests and track rhinoceros, elephants, and lions on foot while sharing their knowledge. It sounds scary. The guides will put your minds at ease, though. They carry rifles as protection against wild animals. I'm not sure if that last detail would make me more comfortable or less comfortable. I have never been to South Africa, so I had some help researching this lesson, but it sounds amazing. The thing that surprises me the most is that you can drive a normal car through the park and see these huge animals. When I think of a safari, I think of a Jeep driving through the mud and the wilderness and animals all around. The possibility of being eaten by a lion or something. I don't think of just driving a normal car through the park. I'd love to see that, though. I think I would go for the morning guided walks. This is such a good phrasal verb. I'm so excited to do this one. Blend in. I have no idea why I'm excited to tell you about this one. I just think it's a great one to know. If you blend in with your surroundings, you look like the things nearby. Earlier in this lesson, I said that even an elephant can blend in with its natural surroundings. That means you might be scanning the horizon, looking for wildlife, and you might even miss an elephant because it blends in with its natural surroundings. The elephants aren't the only things that blend in with their surroundings in Kruger National Park. The big cats can blend in with the tall grass. Think about it. The tall grass is light brown and green. The lions are also light brown. They can easily blend in with the tall grass around them. That's how they take their prey by surprise, and that's probably why humans aren't allowed out of their cars except at specific areas. To blend in, therefore, has a purpose in nature, to camouflage an animal, to keep it from being visible to other animals. Animals are great at blending in with their surroundings. That's evolution at work, right? A grasshopper is green, so it blends in with the grass. A polar bear is white, so he blends in with his snowy surroundings. An owl is light brown. He blends in with the trees. These animals all look like their surroundings, so from a distance, it can be hard to tell they are there. People can blend in. In fact, people like to blend in. A common complaint goes like this: I'm having a hard time blending in. That means you're having a hard time feeling like you belong in a new group. You're having a hard time feeling at home in a place. If you ever find yourself in a big crowd and you are the only one that's different, you can say you aren't blending in. You might move to a different region even within your own country. But if your culture, pastimes, accent, and tastes are different, you might have a hard time blending in. You might always feel a little different. Some people are comfortable not blending in. They want to stand out from the crowd. They want to be different and are proud of being different. They might like getting the attention that comes from standing out from the crowd. I can't say this for sure, but I think they are probably the exception. I think many people want to blend in with the others around them. That doesn't mean they want to be invisible, but I do think most people derive some comfort from feeling similar to the others around them. Remember that with animals, we use blend in to describe physical appearances. The polar bear blends in with the snowy surroundings. You can use it in the same way with people, though it's less common. You might want to be a little careful using it to describe people's physical appearances, but I'll give you a few safe examples. I once had an assignment in Hawaii for work. My job was to work at a bank for a few weeks. Before I went, my boss told me that I had to wear a Hawaiian shirt to the office. That was what I was expected to wear. I was in disbelief. Was I really expected to wear a Hawaiian shirt to the office of a bank? And he said, yes. When you get to Hawaii, he told me, go to a store called Ren Spooners and buy some Hawaiian shirts and wear them to the office. So I did it. I bought 3 Hawaiian shirts to wear to work. I felt really strange wearing them, but I just wanted to blend in. Guess what? At the office, everyone was wearing Hawaiian shirts. That's business dress in Honolulu. They're professional shirts. If you think of Hawaiian shirts from the movies or tourist shops, you think of drawings of women in bikinis and cocktails and vacation imagery. It wasn't like that. They were lightweight, short sleeve, button-down shirts with nice colors and drawings. Nothing outrageous. Palm trees and leaves and boats and patterns and such. I, luckily, got the right style of shirt and I was able to blend in Honolulu. Now, on the very hottest days, I'll wear those shirts to work here in Chicago. When I do that, I don't blend in here, but on those hottest summer days, nobody really cares. Other times, I've been assigned to tour factories and farms and places like that. Let me tell you, I don't blend in on a factory floor. Everyone takes one look at me and they know I'm from an office somewhere. A person's physical features might cause him or her not to blend in, and this is where you want to be sensitive to people's feelings because, as I mentioned, a lot of people do want to blend in. The only man in a crowd of women, the only woman in a crowd of men, both are cases where someone might not blend in. The only older person in a crowd of younger people too, or vice versa. A really tall person might have a hard time blending in if he's walking around people of average height like me. My job has taken me to India a few times. I can confidently say that I did not blend in as I was riding the crowded Delhi metro. Here's a funny story. The first car in the train of the Delhi metro is reserved for women only. I had never heard of that before, so you can imagine my embarrassment when I noticed everyone was looking my way and smiling in the first car of the train. One brave person approached me and informed me that I was in the ladies' compartment. I think people were more amused than bothered, but after that, I quickly switched cars and tried to blend in with the crowd and not attract any more notice. It's the first Thursday of the new year, so I'll get us started with a song of the week. JR will resume selection duties next week. Today's song is going to be Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight. This is among my favorite songs of all time. It's about two people, man and a woman, who are together in Los Angeles. The woman is from the city. The man is from Georgia, the country. He decides city life is not for him, so he goes back to Georgia, and she follows him. The famous line is, "I'd rather be with him in his world than without him in mine." I just absolutely love that song. Midnight Train to Georgia, performed by Gladys Knight from 1973. It won a Grammy Award for Best R&B Vocal Performance the following year. And that's all today. Ren Spooner, that's the name of the shop I went to in Hawaii. If you want to see what people wear to the office in Hawaii, just Google that clothing shop and you'll see it, Ren Spooner. Hey, get your 2021 off to a good start with Plain English Plus. A longtime member just sent me a note saying he loves it, and it's the very best English course he's ever taken. So if you're ready to take the next step in English, come take it with us. You can see what it's all about at plainenglish.com/plus, plainenglish.com/plus.